Hey guys, it's a busy morning here at Home 12 Old Northern. We've got a fit up going on in the car park, which we don't normally do, but when you've got to get it done, you've got to get it done. But we're here today to show you James Stocking's caravan. Dan the man just did the fit up on this last week. This one's got a couple of Custom Lithium 200 amp batteries. You've got the Victron Energy Multiplus system, not to mention a pair of 50 amp Victron MPPTs. So follow me and we'll have a look. So James came and saw us at the Adelaide Caravan Camping Show, and he wanted to set up his caravan so him and his family could embark on a around Australia trip. They wanted to be able to power all their lighting, their microwave, coffee machine, air conditioner, basically the whole thing. So we got together, thought about what parts to put in, and then the end result is the Victron Energy Multiplus 3000 for doing all the 240 volt in the van, as well as charging the batteries. We've also got the pair of 50 amp Victron MPPT solar controllers with approximately about 1120 watts of solar on the roof. And to go with that, we've also got the Victron Energy Smart Shun coupled with a Victron Turbo and Touch 50 screen. Now batteries, he did ask questions about batteries because there's so many around. We said, look, the best batteries on the market, Custom Lithium, Aussie made, all in-house handmade batteries, and designed for heavy discharge loads as well. So we went for a couple of 200 amp compact lithium batteries. These have a 200 amp BMS on each battery. So it was an awesome setup, and it's going to be reliable and be able to perform for him while he travels around Australia. So for big power systems like this, you want a reliable battery, and you want a battery that's got a high discharge load rate on it as well. So Custom Lithium batteries, if you haven't heard of them, Aussie made battery in Queensland, great quality, hand built, thoroughly tested as well. So these batteries that we've gone with, a couple of 200 amp compacts. Look, these batteries just don't take up much room. They actually make up their own cases, so that way they're not huge like your normal 200 amp lithium battery size. And then these batteries also have a 200 amp BMS in each battery also. Full GFB automotive rated prismatic cells. They're just bulletproof. So it was a no-brainer. Went with two of these, giving 400 amp hours of capacity, not to mention 400 amps continuous discharge rate as well. So if you're interested in any custom lithium batteries, give us a call. We're the agent here in Adelaide. Happy to help you. So to keep up with our power draws and replenish the batteries as quickly as possible, we've gone with some pretty high wattage solar system on the roof here, about 1120 watts. What we did to increase efficiency though, we've actually done two 50 amp MPPT Victron controllers, and we've gone 3 panels on each controller. That way, look, if a few panels happen to get shaded, the other panel on the other system is still pumping in some good quality amps back into the battery. But when they're both in sun, they're going to be pumping in some great power. It's going to be approximately around about 90 amps into the batteries, and then it'll keep up with high discharge loads as well. As you can see, we've got them just mounted under the seat here. A couple of 50 amp MPPTs working in parallel to there. So for the AC power setup in the caravan, it was an easy decision. We went for a Victron Energy Multiplus 3120. These units are just awesome, fully programmable and high charging on the AC. So this one hasn't been set all the way at 120, but it has been set quite high amps. And with an automatic transfer switch built in, it's completely looking after itself. Like when James and the family go into a powered site, it's just going to switch over to a battery charge mode, charge up the batteries. Same thing if he unplugs from the mains, it'll automatically switch back into an inverter mode, delivering AC power to all the GPO sockets in the caravan. So for programming, you plug your computer in with a what they call a Mark III adapter. We've actually set this one so the external fan here will actually kick in when the fan on the Multiplus comes on. That way it's going to disperse the warm air under the seat, try to keep it as cool as possible. Okay, so the easiest and quickest way to charge your batteries is really while you're driving, because you may as well make the most of that time. In this setup, we've gone with a Redarc BCDC1250. This is really just for alternator charging. Reason why we've gone for a separate DC-DC charger like this and then having separate MPPT solar controllers is so that we're getting the power from both sources. So that way we're getting maximum from the 50 amp DC-DC. So while this DC-DC charger can actually control solar and alternator charging at the same time, we've opted to just have a external Anderson plug if James wants to put a portable panel to it. That way you're only going to use it when you're parked up, so it's only going to have solar in it at the one time. But great unit, all lithium compatible, easy to install, and is getting some decent power into the 400 amp hours of custom lithium capacity he has. So for any big system in a caravan, it's very important to be able to monitor what you're using in your system, also what capacity you've got left in your batteries, and it's handy to know how long you've got to go at that current discharge rate. So again, from Victron Energy, we've gone with a smart shunt. This is a 500 amp size, which is plenty big enough for what we're doing. So this unit, everything wires into it, including the Multiplus, all the sockets, even the charge inputs from the solar and the DC-DC charger. That way it's going to show James the percentage in his batteries. It's also going to show him what he's taking out of the batteries in amps or watts, as well as what he's putting back in. And it's going to calculate the hours at the current discharge rate until the batteries are flat, not to mention consumed amp hours. So with the smart shunt, we couple this with the Victron Turbo. Now with the Victron Energy Turbo GX, it's basically a central hub for the system. It's like the brains of the system. So all your components plug into it, including your Multiplus 3000, your Victron Energy Smart Shunt, both of the 50 amp MPPTs, and it's sending information to the turbo. So from there we actually plug into a Touch 50 screen, so it's nice and visible for the owners of the caravan. Okay, as you can see on the Touch 50 screen, which is connected to the Turbo GX, we've got PV power. Now keep in mind the batteries are on a float mode at the moment, they're completely charged, so it's putting minimal power in. You got percentage on the battery, 100% reading, and 13.8 volts in the batteries. Now I can go into the turbo here, and I can go into the Multiplus, and I can actually turn the Multiplus on, and it will turn on. There we go. So we've powered up the van, so that's inverting now. And also basically if it was to plug into mains power, it would switch over to a battery charge mode because it's in the on position. Another thing you can do via the Touch 50 is actually change the input current. So if James wants to plug a generator in, he can actually bring the AC amp current down. That way it doesn't overload the generator and it keeps running smoothly. And then once he's done, he can put it back on to 12.5. The actual setting is 16 amps from factory, but you can play around with that. So again, you can go back. We'll just turn that off because they're about to embark on their Australia trip in about an hour or so. And again, you can actually see we're pumping in a bit more solar in there as well. So it's a great way to monitor the system, easily visible, heaps of options. You can actually run tank sensors through the Turbo GX as well, so it's almost never ending. You have James's full custom system that we've done with the Victron Energy components and custom lithium power. So we really enjoyed doing this system for James, from when he came and saw us at the show to handing over, because knowing that him and his family are going to be embarking on a round Australia trip, and they're just going to get heaps of use out of this system. So if you're interested in anything like this, give us a call at home of 12 Volt Northern on 0882626890, or you can email us at paraka@home of 12volt.com.au. Thanks guys.